हेलो एवरीवन। इस वीडियो में मैं आप लोगों के साथ मध्य प्रदेश सिविल जज 2019 का प्रीवियस ईयर का क्वेश्चन पेपर डिस्कस करूंगी। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द वीडियो। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया रिट jurisdiction of Supreme Court is wider than the High Court. And what is the correct option? It is incorrect because High Court का jurisdiction सुप्रीम कोर्ट के jurisdiction से जो रिट jurisdiction है वो wider है। Next question. The term justice in Article 38 of Indian Constitution is used to indicate what? And correct answer is social, economic and political justice. Next. According to Constitution of India, any law made by the state which takes away or abridges the right conferred by Part 3 of the Indian Constitution shall be void to the extent of the contravention. Next question. Which article of the Constitution of India safeguard one's right to marry the person of one's choice? And correct answer is Article 21, right to life and personal liberty. Next, Constitution of India, which one of these is not a fundamental duty? तो इनमें से कौन सी fundamental duty में include नहीं होती? And correct answer is to promote international peace is not a fundamental duty because it is directive principle of state policy. Next, which of the following statement is true in respect of right to property? And correct answer, it is a constitutional right under Article 300A of Indian Constitution. Seventh question. Constitution of India, parliamentary privileges of the House of Parliament and of the members and committees thereof include. And correct answer is all of these which are mentioned here. पार्लियामेंट्री प्रिविलेजेस आर्टिकल 105 ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दिया हुआ है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अकॉर्डिंग टू आर्टिकल 254 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, सच पोर्शन ऑफ द स्टेट लॉ एज आर रिपग्नेंट टू अ सेंट्रल लॉ इन द कंकरेंट स्फेयर बिकम इनवैलिड. द टेस्ट ऑफ रिपग्नेंसी वॉज समराइज्ड इन विच केस? एंड करेक्ट आंसर इज एम करुणानिधि वर्सेज यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अंडर विच शेड्यूल ऑफ द Constitution of India can the transfer of tribal land to private parties for mining be declared null and void? So the correct answer is 5th schedule, that is relating to the tribal areas. 10th question. Constitution of India, Supreme Court of India exercise original jurisdiction in respect of any dispute of following nature? And correct answer is all of these. When the dispute is between government and one or more state, or between the government of India and any state, or state on one side and one or more state on the other side, and between two or more state. So all of these will be the correct answer. Next question is relating to CPC. Where the decree is for partition of an undivided estate assessed to the payment of revenue to the government, the partition of the estate shall be. Answer is made by the collector. Next, A files against B one suit on 6th January 2020 and on the same ground asking for the same relief. Another on 18th Feb 2020. Suit filed in Feb is decided by the court of competent jurisdiction on merit before the suit filed in the January could be decided. Examine the validity of the statement that the suit filed on 6th January 2020 is valid and res judicata will apply on the suit filed in the February as it was filed later. So this statement is correct or not, ये आपको decide करना है, and the correct answer will be the statement is false. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. CPC, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज़ फॉल्स? तो आपको ये चारों स्टेटमेंट पूरे पढ़ने पड़ेंगे एंड देन यू हैव टू डिसाइड विच वन ऑफ दीज इज़ फॉल्स. एंड द करेक्ट आंसर हेयर इज़ 1. नो women कैन बी अरेस्टेड और डिटेन्ड in civil prison in execution of a decree except for the execution of a decree for the payment of money. So this is incorrect answer. Next question. If the sole plaintiff dies after the hearing of the suit was concluded, the suit shall. Correct answer is continues as it is. So the suit shall not abate, rather it will continue as it is. Next question. In a suit filed in representative capacity, the suit can be withdrawn, compromised and abandoned by the plaintiff. So the correct answer is 2. It can be withdrawn, compromised and abandoned by the plaintiff. Next question. In a suit filed in representative capacity, the suit can be withdrawn, compromised and abandoned by the plaintiff. Next question. In a suit filed in representative capacity, the suit can be withdrawn, compromised and abandoned by the plaintiff. with the notice to all the persons interested. The correct answer is second. 16th question, which of the following statement is false? And you have to read all the 4 statements, and here the correct answer will be none of these statements are false because all are correct. Every suit by a minor shall be instituted in his name by a person who in such suit shall be called the next friend. No temporary injunction shall be granted by a court under Order 39, Rule 1 or 2. CPC where no perpetual injunction could be granted in view of the provision of Section 38 and Section 41, Special Relief Act 1963. And third is where it appears to the court to be just and convenient, the court may by order appoint a receiver of any property whether before or after the decree. And all these 3 statements are correct, so none of these are false. Next question. Suit for partition of joint immovable property shall be instituted in the court within the local limits of whose jurisdiction? And the correct answer is where the property is situated. What is the limitation to file application under Order 9, Rule 7 of CPC? And correct answer is none of these. Next question. An application for the withdrawal of suit has been filed along with permission for grant of liberty to file fresh suit. In such an application, court can, correct answer is reject or allow the application in toto. Next question. Under Order 21, Rule 37, before passing an order for arrest or detention in civil prison of a judgment debtor, court, correct answer is option 1 and 2, both are correct. Shall issue show cause notice instead of warrant for the arrest. May issue warrant of arrest if it is shown on affidavit that judgment debtor is about to abscond. Next question. Where an injunction has been granted without giving notice to the opposite party, the court shall make an endeavor to finally dispose of the application within how many days from the date in which the injunction was granted? And the correct answer is within 30 days. Which among the following is not correct in relation to consideration of Order 21, Rule 90? And correct answer is it must relate to conduct of sale alone. So this is not correct. This statement is not correct in relation to Order 21, Rule 90. Next question. A suit in representative capacity can be filed by virtue of, and correct answer is under Order 1, Rule 8, CPC, that deals with representative suit. Next question. Where a suit is abated or dismissed under Order 22 CPC, then on the same cause of action, no fresh suits shall be brought. So the fresh suit is barred. Next question. Which of the following statement is true? So you have to read all these statements, and the correct one is third. According to Section 9 of Civil Procedure Code, the court shall have jurisdiction to try all suits of civil nature excepting suits of which their cognizance is either expressly or impliedly barred. This is the correct statement. Now the questions of Transfer of Property Act. Which of the following can be considered implied surrender of the lease? And correct answer is acceptance of new lease taking effect during the continuance of existing lease. Next question. The right of a third person for maintenance cannot be enforced under Section 39 against transferee who is for consideration and without the notice of the right. This is the correct answer. Next question. A lease of immovable property is not compulsorily registrable. Which of these is not compulsory registrable? So the answer will be none of these, because all these are required to be compulsorily registrable. Next question. The condition restraining absolute alienation is not void when it is for the benefit of the lessor. This is provided under Section 11 of Transfer of Property Act. Next question. where without delivering possession of the mortgage property, the mortgager binds himself personally to pay the mortgage money and agrees that in the event of his failing to pay according to his contract, the mortgagee shall have a right to cause the mortgage property to be sold and the proceed of the sale to be applied in payment of mortgage money, the transaction is called. तो इनमें से ये कौन सा mortgage होगा? You have to read this statement very well and the correct answer will be simple mortgage. Next question. What is not a condition precedent for creation of an interest in favor of an unborn child? So correct, which is not a condition. So which one is not the condition? You have to eliminate and the correct answer will be prior interest should be for life. This is not necessary. Next question. According to the provision of Transfer of Property Act, the easement cannot be transferred apart from the dominant heritage. Next question. Where both parties are under mistake as to the matter of the fact, the agreement will be. So now the question of Indian Contract Act and the question is where both parties are under mistake as to the matter of fact, the agreement will be void because it is a bilateral mistake. Next question. A guru, a spiritual advisor, induced the chela, his devotee, to gift him the whole of his property to secure benefit to his soul in the next world, and the gift shall be voidable because undue influence है यहाँ पर. Next question. Finder of a lost thing which is commonly the subject of sale may sell it when lawful charges of the finder in respect of the thing amount to. So the correct answer will be 2/3 of its value. Then the finder of the lost thing can sell that thing. Next question. A hires a carriage of B. The carriage is unsafe though B is not aware of it and A is injured. Then what will be the consequences of it? Answer will be B is responsible to A for injury. Next question. Every agreement in restraint of marriage of any person other than a minor, correct option will be is void. This is provided under section 26 of Indian Contract Act. Next question. If a promisee accepts the anticipatory breach by promiser, then the promisee need not perform his part of contract but entitled to claim damages from promiser without waiting till the date of performance. This is relating to the anticipatory breach, section 39 Indian Contract Act. Next question. A contract by which one party promises to save the other from loss caused to him by the conduct of promiser himself or by the conduct of any other person is called contract of indemnity. Next question. A promises to paint a picture for B up to 31st December and accept an advancement of 1000 rupees. After making of the contract, A's hands are chopped off in an accident on December 25. B is entitled to the refund of rate 1000 from A under which one of the following section, and the correct answer is section 65. So don't get confused. Read all these sections very carefully. Next question is relating to specific relief act. When due to fraud played by the parties a contract in writing does not express its real intention, then appropriate remedy would be a suit for rectification of the instrument. Next question is specific performance of a contract cannot be enforced in favor of a person who has obtained substituted performance of a contract under section 20. Then statement is correct. Next question. Section 30 laid down that the court on adjudging the rescission of a contract may require the party to whom such relief is granted, and correct answer both 1 and 2. To restore so far as may be any benefit which he may have received from the other party, and to make any compensation to him which justice may require. So तो benefit and जो उसने receive किया है वो और compensation both. Next question. A while going abroad leaves his furniture under the care of his friend B. B pledges the furniture to C in a suit filed by A under section 8 of Specific Relief Act. C may be compelled specifically to deliver the furniture to A. So section 8 SRA is related to movable property. Next question, which of the following infrastructure project is not mentioned in the schedule of specific relief act? And correct answer is 5-star hotel located within the city with population of more than 1 million. This is not mentioned there. Next question, which of the following statement is false? And correct answer is none of these. So you have to read all these 4 options. An injunction cannot be granted to prevent the breach of a contract to performance of which would not be specifically enforced. An injunction cannot be granted to prevent on ground of nuisance an act of which is not reasonably clear that it will be a nuisance. An injunction cannot be granted to prevent a continuing breach in which the plaintiff has acquiesced. तो ये तीनों ही जो statement है, all these are correct, so none of these is false. Next question, negotiations for the settlement taking place between claimant and a person against whom is made does not debar the defendant from pleading a statute of limitation even though the negotiation have led to delay in bringing the action by the claimant. This is relating to Limitation Act. Next question, under section 21 a suit is deemed to have been instituted in case of new plaintiff impleaded or added on the date on which the new plaintiff is impleaded. Next question, the jurisdiction to grant exemption under section 14 of Limitation Act is given exclusively to court of first instance. Next question, in a suit filed by a plaintiff, the defendant in his written statement has taken the objection of non-impleadment of necessary party. Despite such objection, the plaintiff continued the suit and the suit finally was decreed. At the first appellate stage, the plaintiff withdrew the suit with liberty to file a fresh one on the same cause of action and subsequently file a fresh suit. The period spent by the plaintiff in the earlier suit under section 14 of the Limitation Act is not liable to be excluded as the plaintiff cannot said to be prosecuting the earlier suit with due diligence and good faith. तो यहाँ से good faith जो है इस स्टेटमेंट से प्रूव नहीं हो रहा, सो ये टाइम पीरियड एक्सक्लूड नहीं होगा. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज रिलेटिंग टू MP Accommodation Control Act. If a tenant makes deposit or payment as provided by section 13 subclause 102, no decree or order shall be made by the court for the recovery of possession of accommodation on the ground of. Correct answer is section 12 subclause 1 subclause A. Next question, where a landlord has acquired any accommodation by transfer, no suit for eviction under section 12 subclause 1 subclause 1 subclause E or F shall be maintainable till 1 year period is over. Next question, which of the following statement is correct in relation to MP Accommodation Control Act? And the correct answer is any land which is not used for agriculture purpose is covered under accommodation. Next question, which of the following statement is false? And you have to read all these statements very carefully, and the correct answer here will be subject to anything to the contrary contained in any contract, no suit shall be filed in any civil court against for his eviction for any accommodation except one or more of the ground mentioned either in section 12 1A or section 12 subclause 1P or in the contract to the contrary. So this is false. Next question, MP Accommodation Control Act 1961 does not apply to option 2 and 3 both. Property of municipal corporation used for exclusively for non-residential purpose and property of government. Next question, in which of the following matters jurisdiction of civil court is not excluded? Answer is partition of holdings. Next question, who among the following is not a revenue officer? Revenue inspector is not a revenue officer. Where a partition proceeding is filed before Tehsildar and a question of title is raised in it, the Tehsildar shall stay the proceeding for 3 months to facilitate the institution of a civil suit. Next question, a Bhumi Swami may transfer an interest in his land by way of lease. Correct answer is 1. By way of lease, even if the period of lease does not exceed 5 years at a time. Next question, choose the correct answer in relation to the following. A widow who is in occupancy tenant, a widow who is occupancy tenant can sublease the property. This is the correct option. Next question, Indian Evidence Act. As per a fact is said, not proved when it is neither proved nor disproved. Next question, Section 27 of Indian Evidence Act is an exception to the rules enacted. Section 24 and 25 and 26. Next question, best evidence rule is exclusively associated with the rule laid down in Section 91. A witness who is unable to speak gives his evidence in open court in written form. It is oral evidence. Which section makes anything said, done or written by an accused to the conspiracy relevant as against co-conspirators in relation to common intention? Section 10. Which of the following could be proved as dying declaration after the death of the person? All of these. FIR भी हो सकता है, वो स्टेटमेंट भी हो सकता है सेक्शन 161 का, या फिर स्टेटमेंट ऑफ द पर्सन रिकॉर्डेड बाय एग्जीक्यूटिव मजिस्ट्रेट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, पब्लिक डॉक्यूमेंट आर मेंशन्ड इन सेक्शन 74. The general rule is that opinion or belief of a witness is irrelevant. Certain exceptions to this rule have been laid down, and these exceptions are सेक्शन 45 to 51, जहाँ पे एक्सपर्ट एविडेंस की बात की गई है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज़ नॉट अ पब्लिक डॉक्यूमेंट? अ डॉक्यूमेंट फॉर्मिंग द एक्ट ऑफ द एम्प्लॉई ऑफ एन एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन इज़ नॉट अ पब्लिक डॉक्यूमेंट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज़ नॉट करेक्ट? Plea of promissory estoppel shall be available even if an officer of the government act outside the scope of his authority. This is not correct. Next question, test identification parade under the law of evidence is corroborative evidence. The confession of an accused is only relevant against him. Which of the following section is exception to this? Section 30, जहाँ पे co-accused की confession भी relevant हो जाती है. Next question, a retracted confession cannot be made sole basis of conviction unless the same is corroborated. Next question, necessity rule as to the admissibility of evidence is contained in section 32, dying declaration. Next question, in a murder case, before identification of the culprit, B wrote a letter of confession to the police officer. At the time of writing the letter, there was no suspicion cast on B. Choose the most appropriate answer. Is inadmissible as it was made to police officer. So confession to police officer is not relevant. Next question is relating to Indian Penal Code. Preparation of which of the following offences is punishable? And correct answer is फोर्थ, 1 and 4th. तो वेजिंग वॉर अगेंस्ट इंडिया एंड डेकोटी, दोनों में जो है प्रिपरेशन विल बी पनिशेबल. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, अ मैन हु रेगुलरली विजिट्स द इंस्टाग्राम पेज ऑफ अ बिकनी मॉडल वुमेन सेलिब्रिटी एंड ऑल्सो फॉलोज हर कमिट्स द ऑफेंस ऑफ मैन कमिट्स नो ऑफेंस. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट इज फॉल्स? None of these. So you have to read all these statement in order to find which one of these is false, but all these are actually correct. Next question, A was beaten by B. In this act, A's shoulder was dislocated, not fractured. B is liable for grievous hurt. Next question, A find a ring belonging to B on a table in the house which B occupies. Here the ring is in the possession of B. A, in good faith believing that it belongs to him, takes it. A commits the offense of none of these because it was in good faith. Next question, A residing in Calcutta is the agent of Z is residing at Delhi. There is an express or implied contract between A and Z that all sums remitted by Z to A shall be invested by A according to Z's direction. Z remit a lakh of rupees to A with direction to A to invest the same in company's paper. A, in good faith believing that it will be more for Z advantage to hold share in the Bank of Bengal, disobeys Z's direction and buy shares in the Bank of Bengal for Z. Instead of buying company's paper, Z suffers loss. A is liable for none of these offense because in good faith he is the agent, he has acted in the good faith. Next question, where the accused caught hold of a girl, grabbed her by force by the side of the bushes, threw her down on the ground, removed her undergarments, got over her and attempted to penetrate, but before he could succeed, the girl started bleeding. The accused was guilty of attempted rape. Next question. A shopkeeper, to protect his own money, says to B, who manages his business, sell nothing to Z unless he pays you ready money, for I have no good opinion of his honesty. Here A is not liable for defamation. Next question. A places men with firearms at the outlet of a building and tells Z that they will fire at Z if Z attempts to leave the building. What offense he has committed? 1 and 3 both are correct. Wrongful confinement and criminal intimidation both. Next question. In which offences under section 377 was held to be partially unconstitutional? So Navtej Singh Johar case mein. Next question. A man who monitors the use by a woman of internet, email and any form of electronic communication commits the offence of stalking. IBC A and B being joint owners of elephant, A takes the elephant out of B's possession intending to use it. A then sells the elephant and appropriate the whole proceed to his own use. What offence A has committed? Dishonest misappropriation, section 403 IPC. Next question. A consults and agrees with B for poisoning C in order to murder him, for which B agrees to procure the poison but did not procure. A and B are guilty of criminal conspiracy to murder C. Next question. A blacksmith is seized by the gang of dacoits and forced by the threat of instant death to take his tools and to open the door of B's house. The dacoit, 10 in number, looted B's money and jewels and killed B's son. A is guilty of which offense? His act is excusable. His act is covered under general exception. Next question. A instigates B to burn Z's house. B sets fire to the house and at the same time commits theft of the property there. Then A is guilty of which offense? Guilty of burning the house, but is not guilty of theft. Next question. CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code. In a case of warrant trial, only those offences are included which are punishable with death, imprisonment for life or a term exceeding 2 years. Next question. Under section 156 sub clause 3 of CRPC, the power to direct investigation is vested only in magistrate. Next question. Magistrate can invoke power under section 156 sub clause 3 CRPC even at post cognizance state. It is held in landmark case Venu Bhai Hari Bhai and others versus state of Gujarat and others 2019. Next question. If the accused, though not of unsound mind, cannot be made to understand the proceeding, then the court may proceed with the proceedings. Next question. Constitutional Bench of Supreme Court resolved the conflict of its earlier decision regarding criminal court power in matter of adding additional accused in criminal case in case of Hardeep Singh versus state of Punjab. Next question. A commits robbery on B and in doing so voluntarily causes hurt to him. Whether A may be separately charged with offence under section 323, 392 and 394 of IPC? Yes. Next question. When can an offence otherwise compoundable not be compounded? When the accused is by reason of a previous conviction liable to enhanced punishment or to a punishment of a different kind of such offence, then offence will not be compounded. Next question. New chapter of plea bargaining was added in the Criminal Procedure Code by Criminal Amendment Act 2005. Next question. Any dispute relating to possession of immovable property is decided by executive magistrate. Next. A magistrate dismisses a complaint after inquiry holding that identity of the accused is not disclosed in complaint. Order of the magistrate is incorrect since it is not mandatory to describe the identity of accused in complaint. Next question. If in a complaint case it is made to appear to the magistrate that investigation by the police is in progress in relation to the same offence Which of the following order a magistrate may pass under section 210 of the CRPC? Return the complaint to be refiled after police investigation, stay the proceeding of inquiry or trial on such complaint, call a report from the investigation officer, refer the complaint for investigation by police, and refer the complaint to the CJM. So the correct answer here will be 2 and 3rd. Second and third. This will be stay the proceeding of inquiry or trial on such complaint and call a report from investigating officer. Next, victim means and includes all of these. Section 2 subclause WA of CRPC contains the definition of victim. Next question. What persons may be charged jointly? This is relating to section 223 of CRPC, and here the correct answer is all of these. Next question. With regard to the place of inquiry or trial, which of the following is false? Where it consists of several acts done in different local areas, it may be inquired into or tried by a court having jurisdiction over the local area in which first of such act was committed. This is false, and all these three are correct. Next, any private person may arrest any person who in his presence commits cognizable and non-bailable offense. Next, Negotiable Instrument Act. A. Sign the instrument in the following terms. State the instrument which cannot be considered as promissory note. A. Promise to pay B INR 500 7 days after my marriage with C. So this is not promissory note. Next question. A court trying an offence under section 138 may order the drawer of the cheque to pay interim compensation in summon case where drawer pleads not guilty. Next, if the person committing an offence under section 138 of Negotiable Instrument Act is a company, none of these. So all these statements are correct and none of these is false. So you have to read all these carefully. Next question. When no rate of interest is specified in the instrument, then interest on the amount due shall be calculated at the rate of 18%. Next, amendment in section 148 of Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 effective from 1st September 2018 shall have the retrospective effect is held in the case of Surinder Singh Deswal versus Virender Gandhi 2019. Now these 110 questions were relating to law, and now questions are relating to general knowledge. River Narmada flows in which of the following direction? East to west. Which of the following waterfall is situated in Madhya Pradesh? All of these. Dhuandhar, Chachai, Kapildhara. Next question. Lakshmi Bai National Institute of Physical Education is established in Gwalior. Who was the Chief Justice of India when public interest litigation first time introduced in Indian judicial system? Justice P.N. Bhagwati. Which one is not a Rabi crop? Paddy. Next question. The world famous rock art site in India is situated at Bhimbetka. Next question. Boundary line drawn on map between India and China is known as McMahon line. Which of the following has won the Nobel Peace Prize 2020? World Food Program. So this was relating to current affairs. Sputnik 5, which was in news recently, is related to a vaccine. Next question. Which state is the largest producer of pulses in India according to the latest figures? Madhya Pradesh. Next question. Where was the freedom fighter Tatya Tope hanged in Madhya Pradesh? Shivpuri. Next question. Satyamev Jayate is taken from which Upanishad? Mundak Upanishad. Next question. Artist Shri Buhar Ram Manohar Sinha, who illustrated the preamble to the original Constitution of India, is related to which district of Madhya Pradesh? Jabalpur. Next question. The book named Three Decades in Parliament is a collection of speeches of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Next question. Entomology is the science that studies insects. Independent India won its first Olympic hockey gold in which year? 1948. Next question. Amjad Ali Khan is associated with which of the following musical instrument? Sarod. Which of the following is not a chief organ of the UNO? International Labour Organization is not a chief organ. Next question. UN adopted which of the following resolution is sponsored by India? And answer is first and second. Reducing nuclear danger and Convention on Prohibition of Use of Nuclear Weapons. Next question. Which of the following tiger reserves was awarded with the status of UNESCO Biosphere Reserve? Panna Tiger Reserve. Now next question is relating to computer knowledge. Information on a computer is stored as digital data. In computer networking, FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Which of the following statement is false? None of these, because all these are correct, so you have to read all these three. Next question. Assembler is a program that transfers the file from assembly to machines. Next question. Device which is used to read a mark sense answer sheet of a particular test is character or mark recognition device. Which of the following is not used as secondary storage? Semiconductor memory. Next, which of one is open source operating system? Linux. Next, Miracast is, answer is wireless content streaming technology. When discussing technology, a hotspot is a place served by public wireless access. Shortcut for displaying the full page as they are printed. Control plus F2. Next question is relating to English language. Out of the given alternatives, choose the one which can be substituted for the sentence. A song embodying religious and sacred emotions. Third, it's a hymn. Next, a past master is a person who is thorough in a chosen field. Select the option that is nearest in meaning to the word bold word. The portal will help victims and complainants to anonymously report cybercrime. So the answer is incognito. Next, choose the exact meaning of the idiom's phrase Mrs. Hashmi has been in the blushes for the last several weeks. Depressed. Next question, give one word substitution. One who pretends to be somebody else called imposter. Change the sentence from direct to indirect speech. I said to him, why are you working so hard? I asked him why he was working so hard. Choose the one which can be substituted for the given sentence, that which cannot be corrected. Incorrigible. Find out the correct antonym for the word diminish. Increase. Choose the word meaning of the idioms or phrase bird's eye view. A general view from above. So this was all about MP Civil Judge Preliminary Examination 2019. I hope this video will help you in revision. Thanks for watching.